Hello everybody, I'm Burningacidx. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We're looking at Kerbin and it's looking fantastic with the clouds. I'm feeling a lot better since last time, so yay, that's gonna be pretty good, right? We'll probably be able to get some more stuff done. I did do some tweaking on a rocket off camera, so that should be pretty good. We should have a working rocket design this time, and we can keep improving on that, and that should be pretty good. So let's actually start by shooting a bunch of probes into orbit around Kerbin, because that's very vital. We do not even have a single probe right now, and we need them. We actually do, because we do have remote tech too, and that's basically the biggest bitch of them all. It really is, because communications are a pain. Holy shit guys, prepare your butts, because 2 hours of gameplay has been squeezed into 10 minutes. Well, actually 11 minutes, but that's fine, right? So there we have it. This is the rocket I have been tweaking around with and messing around with and just generally improving it. I've been launching it over and over, reverting the flight every single time. It's a good rocket, it's not a bad rocket, seriously. I can't talk, sorry. It's seriously a pretty good rocket, except for one thing. When you exit the command pod for an EVA, you actually get flung out. That's because of the coupler that's on top of the rocket. That's actually a bit of a problem. We actually were spat out of the spaceship at a few points, and one of them was extra dangerous in particular. I think it's actually the first flight that does it, and I think it's actually going to happen in about 10 seconds. So I just did an EVA. I was thrown away from the ship, but we managed to fly back, so that's actually very helpful. So then this happened. We landed on a slope, and we started rolling down. And that did not really help, so I kept trying to put the ship in a position that it wouldn't roll down, so we could exit it for a surface sample and an EVA report, because that stuff is literally the best. All the science. We are going to launch a total of 5 probes at different altitudes, and they are actually going to be working, and I did not expect, well, I don't know, remote tech 2 is so fancy, and I am not fancy, so I don't know what to think of it just yet. So I did quite like it. We had a connection between our probes, and that's pretty damn good. At certain points we actually had control over a probe that otherwise would not have control on its own, so that's what you can see right now. And that's pretty fantastic. I really liked it, and it's really cool. So, like I said, we'll be launching 5 probes in total. This is the second. Most of them will be at different altitudes, though I did put 2 probes on the same altitude, but on opposite sides of each other. So that should be pretty great, right? So, well, I did think it was pretty great. And I have to mention, the missions are still very much so bugged. I cannot earn money in the game right now because missions are bugged. Every single time I accept a mission, it disappears. Our archives are also empty. Those missions we did in the very first episode of this, they're gone. They don't exist anymore. It's as if we never even did them. So that's not the greatest actually. So I just did some adjustments to the Proto Probe Mark III, and it's now a Proto Probe Mark IV. Still on the same rocket, so the rocket is still a Mark 8. A Jeb's rocket Mark 8. It's pretty damn amazing. I'm not gonna lie, because seriously, why would I lie? That does not make sense. It doesn't make sense to lie. So we're shooting our 3rd probe up into orbit around Kerbin, and it's going to make connections between our probes even better, I guess, even steadier or more stable, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. In the end, we do not yet have a fully functioning satellite system, but we can work on it. it's gonna be pretty damn great. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty damn great. So we just came in for our third landing back on Kerbin. It's actually a splashdown, so I don't know. Is that considered a landing? Splashing down in the water? I don't know. I have no idea. So we are going to launch our 4th probe. And I think this one might be pretty far out actually. I think I set this one up at 1 million meters, I think. I'm not sure. I may be wrong here, but yeah, there we go. We are doing this one at 1 million meters, and it's gonna be pretty great. So after those probes, I was like, well, this is very fucking boring. Let's go to Minmus. And that's what we will be doing in a few minutes. We'll be building a new rocket with these engines. Actually, the launching stage is the same as this one. I'll just be making a new cockpit, command module and stuff like that to actually land on Minmus. And that's gonna be pretty fantastic, right? We are not going to do what we did with our moon mission, which was do the mission in 2 steps. Basically, one mission goes into orbit around Minmus and the other one actually lands on Minmus. We didn't do that. That would have given us a lot more science, now that I think of it. But at the time I just totally did not think of it. Holy shit, I'm just very forgetful, I'm sorry. So here we go, guys. This is our 5th and final probe. This is the 5th, right? I don't even know. Holy shit, I should have paid more attention. Just like I should have paid more attention during launch, because many times I did not pay enough attention and I just totally failed to notice our first fuel tanks had run out of fuel and we had to eject them. I didn't do that for the longest time because I'm scrub and I don't know, I have trouble paying attention, I guess. So yay. Well, not really, but whatever. So we are currently going down quite rapidly and always at the very last moment opening those chutes, because that's basically the best, right? And we can see those, well, it's already gone, but we could see that we had a bunch of connections between the satellites. So now in the vehicle assembly building, we are messing around with a rocket, and at first I had no idea how I wanted to do it, but quickly after that I was like, oh, let's do it like this, because that's gonna be great and this is gonna be easy and stuff like that. Just general good times to make stuff easier for me, so yay. Oh, and obviously we are gonna be sending Jebediah, no one else. It has to be Jebediah. Jebediah is the only one capable of flying us to Minmus with a rocket this crazy. I mean, this is a rocket and it's pretty crazy, not gonna lie. So we'll actually be testing it on the launch pad about twice, so don't be startled by the explosions. Okay, that was one. And I actually figured out there was a problem and I had to adjust it, and this testing went fine, it works. We are ready to go to Minmus, but I first wanted to do a temperature reading of the launching pad, so we did that. And it was pretty great. So this is our flight to Minmus, and it actually took me quite a damn long time to set up a proper encounter, because that's due to Minmus's inclination. We were just totally on the wrong side of things. Everything was just against us basically, and I had to redo this launch at a certain point because we ran out of electric charge. I was no longer able to move the craft in any sort of way, and that did not help. Generally speaking, you'd like to have control over your craft. So we ended up going back to the vehicle assembly build. Not yet. I am getting way ahead of myself actually. That's not too great. So there we go. We just reverted back. We're going to put some solar panels on the rocket and we are gonna go again. And it's going to be pretty great. As you can see, we're going back. We've already set Minmus as our target. There's a pink thing on the nav ball. doesn't really help me too much because I don't even know what it says. Is that like prograde or retrograde to Minmus? I don't even know what I'm saying. So we are nearly getting ourselves into orbit. For some reason everything is very wobbly. I guess that's to do with the ship's design. It's not the best. It's not the worst either, but it's definitely not the best. So I just set our own inclination, and that will actually really help us a truck ton to get to Minmus, because basically the first maneuver node I set as an encounter, and it's great. And we will absolutely be doing it. And notice our huge mega thruster. It's still there. We are actually bringing that over to Minmus. Can you imagine what that's going to do? That's like crazy. That's absolutely crazy. We have to do a 8-second burn or something. I can't really see it from here. So we have to do a really short burn to get into orbit around Minmus, and that's pretty freaking great. I mean, we did not even have to use our landing stage fuel yet. That's amazing, right? I mean, we can even attempt to land with that huge thruster. But I have just decided a point for landing, and we are killing momentum, and we're gonna go down. And I made the mistake of going too high a time warp, and the game lagged, and we exploded during the lag. So the second attempt was a bit more careful. Fortunately, I am still quick saving all over the place, so nothing is lost. And I don't think you should lose anything to lag, because that's just a general sad story. So we have only just decoupled that huge thruster, and we fired up the engine, and our nav ball is actually set up wrong, and now it's set right. We had it set to orbit mode, but we are landing. Here we go. Oh fuck, yes, we did it. It's basically, except for that one time the game kinda lagged its ass off and made me crash into Minmus, it's basically a landing in the first try, so holy fucking shit, like what the actual. So let's get their crew. Yeah, we can overwrite that because this is definitely worth more. Minmus' slopes. Oh yeah, so let's observe the mystery kill as well, because that's going to be fantastic. Look at that science. Oh yeah, now we observe the materials bay, because look at that science. Oh fuck yeah. Oh, it's the best. Now we log the temperature. Look at that, 40 science just for temperature. We are gonna be hauling back like everything. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be the best. So whoa, Jeb, are you okay? Jeb? Okay, let's just fly down all epic style. It's gonna be glorious. I mean, the gravity on Minmus is so amazing. There's barely any. So it's really cool. So we just, look at that. Another 40. It's so great. Now we take surface sample, and that's worth 150 science. That's a lot, guys. I'm not joking. That's a lot. So let's plant the flag. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, come on. I want to type. Oh, yeah. Minmus landing for the win. No? Wait. Okay, it was just auto-saving. Okay, fine. That's great. Awesome. So, I guess, are we done here? I guess we are actually done here already. That's kind of depressing. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of sad. Came all the way to Minmus, and basically there's already nothing left for us to do right now. So we are gonna have to go back, but I am not going to do that today. We will be doing that in the next episode, and it's going to be glorious. We will be receiving so much science that basically we should be just about ready for interplanetary travel after we bring this home. Possibly, I don't know actually. We'll have to see how much science we end up getting in total. It's gonna be glorious nonetheless, because I think we are just about ready for interplanetary. I mean, we came all the way to Minmus, and we still have 4,000 meters per second of delta V. So the rocket we have been using is quite good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. But I guess we'll be playing around with that kind of stuff in the next episode. So until next time, I've been Burning Acid, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.